The idea that your first job, not your first day on a job, your first job ever has quite a good amount of similarities to running a business or to running your first business. It's striking how close the two look. When I think about my first day ever starting a job, I was 14 years of age and I was walking into a casual restaurant that fashioned themselves as a gourmet restaurant. That's when the term gourmet became very popular. And so this is a casual gourmet restaurant, and I'm looking to get in the restaurant business. I'm looking for a job. And so I had a connection through my father, through my mother, who knew the owner of this business, and I was a dishwasher. And so what were the things that I was trying to accomplish walking through the door walking through those doors on the first day? Number one, I wanted to be on time. You never want to start your first day on the job, first job ever, being late. You never want to start your first day on any job late, but you wanted to be on time. And so the things that I needed to do to prep to be on time were very important. Number two, I wanted to be conscientious of going above and beyond. If it's my first job ever, I want to be known as someone who can deliver. I want to be known as someone who can reach and who can do a little bit more than is expected, or do it maybe in a faster time than expected, or get it done. How about that? How about just getting it done? And so I wanted to be someone who was conscientious about going above and beyond. Number three, I realized that I wasn't going to get everything right. So I wanted to learn while making mistakes, because I'm going to be making mistakes. That's a fact. You're going to be making mistakes. And so I wanted to learn while making mistakes. To me, that is the gold. I didn't know that at 14, but I know that today. Learning while making mistakes is massive. And so I'm back there, and I remember having to heat up some food and get this food ready for people, but also wash the dishes and make sure they have the right outlet. I remember breaking a dish, and I was so scared when I broke this dish, because I'm thinking I'm gonna get fired, man. They're gonna, but what I didn't know as a newcomer, as a brand new person starting a job, is they have the ability to absorb a broken plate, or they shouldn't be in business. Now, I don't want to break plates every 5 seconds. I don't want to continue to make the same mistakes twice. I don't want to make the same mistakes 3, 4, 5 times, but I do need to make mistakes while learning. Number 4, I had to get over my nerves. I kept finding myself in uncomfortable places. And so it was uncomfortable walking in for the first time to get a paycheck. I didn't work all these weeks for nothing, but it was uncomfortable trying to find out when I get paid, and then getting that envelope, knowing that it's mine, and then looking it over to make sure everything was right. That's uncomfortable, but again, we didn't sign up to not get paid. We didn't sign up, we did the work. We got to get paid. And so although it was uncomfortable, although I was nervous, I had to do it anyway. Number 6, I was also conscientious about the things I didn't know. I didn't know a lot. I didn't even know how I learned. I didn't even know how I was gonna retain the knowledge to do the same thing again. I'm 14 years of age. I'm in live fire on the job training, and I'm learning about about being conscientious of the things I don't know. And number 7, I'm learning the value of hard work. What do I know about the value of hard work? What do I know about the way they're going to receive the value? What do I know about the way I'm going to emote value? What do I know about the way I'm going to bring value? I don't know what they think is valuable. And so when I think about my first day on a job, my very first job, and then I think about the very first business that I started, I see a lot of the same similarities. I darn sure want to be on time. I want to be conscientious about going above and beyond. I know I'm going to be learning while making mistakes. I know I'm going to be nervous and uncomfortable. I want to be conscientious about the things I don't know, and I want to push through the value of hard work. Look at the similarities. And so in business, you find yourself in a lot of uncomfortable places. You find yourself in a lot of places where you don't know what you don't know. You find yourself in places that you do know things. You find yourself in places where, hey, you better understand the power of punctuality, the power of being on time, the power of delivering things on time, the power of delivering things before they're due, the power of building trust, the power of becoming self-aware in business. The more you do it, the more self-aware. And so these tools are things that are going to help propel you in business. When I look back to joining that first company ever at 14 years of age, I didn't know what I didn't know. I was eager, I was passionate, I was excited, I wanted to win, but I didn't know how to define winning. And then when I think about the very first business that I started, that I actually paid taxes to the government on, I wanted to be on time, I wanted to be conscientious, I wanted to, all these things that translated, and I was making mistakes while learning on the job. The biggest thing we need to be in the business of is making mistakes while learning on the job and not overjudging ourselves for the mistakes we make. You're entitled to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. You need to learn from your mistakes, learn from them fast, grow through your mistakes. You want to learn from those mistakes so you're not continuing to leak money out the back door consistently from making the same mistakes. Put those systems in place so that you're in a position to shore up weaknesses, and by doing that, you're actually accentuating strengths. And so as you're going throughout business, you can take a lot of the things, you can reflect on your very first job and look at those things that you were worried about, that you were fired up about, that you knew, that you didn't know. And you can look at your first business and go, these things are very similar. And you can carry this with you, because when you find yourself in difficult places, we always talk about going back to being like when you were an intern, going back to a place where you were trying to figure out the hunger, the passion, the desire, the focus. You had all of that on your first job. You had all of that on your first day at the job. You had all that. And you're gonna fight for that in different seasons of different parts of your life with different things going on. But these are the things that will continue to elevate you in business and propel you to the next level. If you like this kind of content, if you like this kind of information, share the information. Comment, what do you remember about your first job, very first job, first day on the job that you were nervous about, that you were excited about, that was going to help you do good at that job? And let's compare it to your first day in business. You will see the similarities. I want to hear from you on that. Share, subscribe, like, comment, help the community, help us help you inside the community.